Don't know what that was. It was big. It's the final event for the FKBT. Regular season event with the championship coming up. But we're out at Tenoroc, which is, it's not my favorite place to fish just because it's, I don't know how to put it. Locals love it. I mean, people like to fish here. It's just, it's really, there's so many other factors you can't control, or that you don't have control of, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, you know, it depends on what lake you get on, what lake is firing off, have they moved the fish around, that kind of thing. It's a great place to fish, don't get me wrong. You come to Florida and you want a place where you can possibly catch fish, like some big fish real quick, this is a place to come. But tournament fishing, not my favorite place, but that's okay. We're gonna go out and make the best of it. Looks like the water's a little bit lower than it was last time I was out here. Might make it a little bit interesting, might mean the fish are pulled off a little bit more. But I'm the only one out on this lake, which is either a good or a bad thing, but I'm gonna fish some history even though you're not supposed to do this. This is the place I came first, the very first lake I learned to fish. And kind of sets up for what I like. It's obviously it's deeper in some spots, but a lot of timber, a lot of kind of shoreline fishing. That's the way that this lake kind of fishes, and that's how I'm gonna fish it. So we're gonna get out to a spot where I think I can get some topwater bites early in the morning, and then we're gonna be working into some creases and stuff where I missed a couple good fish, or I know of a few. And that's how we're gonna work it. But so far I'm the only one out on this lake, and I've been out here for a good 30 minutes already. We're loading up and launching, so it's either a good or a bad thing. We're gonna find out. I just watched a gator crawl up an embankment. He's up on the hill now. I gotta be careful going over there. I don't want to freak him out. It's kind of cool. All right, game time. Let's go. Let's start with some top water. I can hear them busting up here. They're up real shallow. I saw one bust over there. There's another one up in here. Oh, yeah, that's not legal. Sorry, bud. There we go. That's the first legal one. That's a good one. Look at that. It's not giant, but that'll play. I think we need 100 inches to win it today, though. 95, I think, to maybe be in contention. All right, skinny dude, 15 3/4. Another one's just zooming around here. It's number 2. It was number 2. Oh, the hook went into the worm. I hate when that happens. Maybe these open areas here, even though there's timber and there's timber and stuff. I don't think this is gonna cut it. He's not big, but he will measure. All right, think 2. As I was saying, I think a lot of the fish are gonna be more so concentrated underneath those overhangs and stuff. There's one. There, he came out. Okay. Yep, fluke it is. I think we put the top water away. He's not a giant, but he'll measure 14 3/4. All right. So I want to go to a spot that I was recommended to me a while ago, but the problem with this is like everything looks good here. A lot of trees, a lot of laydowns. You're in the right lake, a lot of hydrilla punch, so just gotta be careful here. Make sure we don't get caught up fishing stuff that looks good but really isn't holding fish, like this off. And then this timber here, it humps up right here, I believe. So this all looks good. That doesn't mean it's gonna hold fish. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna count or not. I don't think so. It's like 11. Alright, I think a lot of the guys that have been missing are about this size or smaller, so still not the size we want. I think we need to get a limit, and then we get to decide if we want to move lakes. He's not going to count. Come on, Tenoroc. It's supposed to be full of giants. There's better fish. Nope. God, I just trucked it. That's all. Alright, whatever. This lake is not producing the way I would hoped it would have. I mean, it had potential last time I was here. I caught, it was a long time ago. I caught some decent fish and missed one or two, just absolute giants. This one guy I don't think is legal, if he's not. I'm gonna change this hook. I think this hook is dulled out. Alright, I'm gonna give this a little shot here. It's the last place I want to fish here, and then we're out of here. We're going. We get to another lake. This did not produce the way I was hoping. That's okay though, the way it goes. If you don't fish these places a lot, and typically you don't spook something out there. And typically, I mean, it's a toss-up as to whether you're in the right place or not. Oh, I don't think he's gonna measure, but we're gonna take a look. Oh, 11 3/4. So at least we're catching fish, but they're not even close to the size we need. Again, he came off. What is going on? I get it, these fish might be type, maybe they're small, and they're not quite getting all of it, but man, I shouldn't have to let them swallow it for them to get the hook. There we go. Yep, that's the story of my day. Oh, and he ain't gonna fit either. He hit it as soon as I hit this stop skipping in there. There ain't no way. He's 12. He's like 9. Oh, he ain't coming off either. There. Okay, so let's recap what happened real quick. So I did get one more call. Thank goodness I got a full limit, but the rock was not fishing super awesome. The person who won, Daryl, or Chris, he he tied me for Angler of the Year points, but the tiebreaker was largest bass, and I had a bigger bass, so I ended up winning Angler of the Year for the FKBT. So I'm super happy about that. But still, mad props to Chris and even Conrad, who 2 wins in a season is really good. But going back to Chris's win there, he'd been consistently putting up over 100 inches, and he fell short this time. And that's kind of the story of the rock. At least the last few weeks, it's been kind of weird. Like, people were catching a lot of fish, and then all of a sudden it just went super dry. The water is super low. It's really, really warm. It's a little bit different than it normally is, I guess. So like, there were a lot of people in the 80s, but there wasn't a lot of like big fish caught. So it was kind of weird to see it be that way. And a lot of places that I normally fish, or I've been, at least I know about, didn't produce. So I'm gonna have to come up with a different game plan, because the BASS Nation Central Division is going there. I fell out of the lead for Angler of the Year, I believe, by this point. And I need to scrub my last 2 finishes. So we're going back to the rock. So I've got to figure something out there. I think I've got a game plan. I just need to finish, I think, at the last 2 events in the top 5 or top 3, and I think I'll be okay. And that's totally doable. So we'll see what happens there. But been a crazy year. I'll recap it at some point. Hopefully, I haven't hit a lull at this point, and I can figure something out, get some confidence back. But it was nice to win Angler of the Year. Shout out to all the peeps at the FKBT who are running it. Shout out to Mondo's for sponsoring the season. And we're getting ready to finish up the BASS season now too. They got 2 tournaments left, and we got the championship for the FKBT coming up in June on Orange Lake. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. I've done well there in the past. Fingers crossed, I'm gonna pull out some solid bags there next month. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there.